Hi, I'm Katrina from the Office of Portfolio Analysis, also known as OPA, and today we will go through different search strategies using the COVID-19 portfolio tool. Before we do that, here's an outline of the different examples we will cover in this video. Take a look at the differences in the syntax and the results that we get. Note that these searches were performed on May 5th, and because articles are added to the database every day, it is likely that more articles will meet the search criteria and increase the results when we do the same searches at a later date. As you can see, there are many different search strategies we can use to search this database. The advanced searching is one of the biggest advantages to using this database to search for articles of interest. The first thing we're going to do is access the portfolio. Use the publicly available COVID-19 link as you see here in the top of the screen, and click on Launch. For the first example, we will do a simple query using keywords and selecting searchable fields from the drop-down menu adjacent to the search bar. We will type some keywords and phrases into the search bar and use these Boolean buttons to decide how specific we want our search. The terms I will use for this include droplets, surfaces, transmission, and two variations of human to human. We have one that includes hyphens that is connecting these words, and we have another that says human to human with spaces. Notice that the phrase, which includes spaces, must have these quotation marks around it so that it can find it as a phrase and keep these words together. The button that I will select for this will be OR, because I want to find droplets or surfaces or transmission or human to human. If I selected AND, that would make my search very limiting, and it may not be probable that I would find all of these terms within one article. Now I need to choose the searchable fields that I want the software to look for these in. I will select title and abstract only, and then I'll execute the search by clicking on the magnifying glass. Notice that we get over 2,000 publications or preprints that meet this criteria. For the next example, we will do what is called an advanced search. All we are going to do is add a minimum match syntax to our previous query to get more targeted results. The minimum match just looks like this, where we have the brackets and equals 3 or whatever other number you'd like to put in there. This is saying between the 5 terms or phrases we have typed in, I want to find articles that mention at least 3 of them in the fields we previously selected, meaning the title and abstract. This should find articles that are more focused on this research. When we execute the search, we get less than 200 publications or preprints. If you want to save or share this query, you can use the unique URL at the top of the screen. Remember, it will be updated with more records when you perform the same search at a later date. The third example will also be more targeted, but this will be a complex search. For this example, we want to reduce the false positives that we capture by using the word not. So we will type in the words and, or, and not into the search bar between our terms. Because we are typing in words between all of our terms and not leaving it up to the software, the buttons will be overwritten. So we don't need to worry about these at this point. This will not capture articles that might say, quote unquote, transmission was determined to be human to human, not animal to human, because we are putting the word not before this phrase in the query. Again, we'll stick with the title and abstract field for the searchable field, so that does not need to be edited. It's already saved it from the previous queries. When I execute this search, I get 150 publications, and so this is a little less than we saw before. One important thing I want to point out from all these examples is that human to human with the dashes will be treated the same as human to human with the quotation marks. To demonstrate this, I will look for one of these within the title and abstract. Notice that I get 519 publications. When I do the human to human with the dashes, Let's see what I get now. Again, I get the same amount of publications. This is because the behind-the-scenes stemming in the portfolio tool, which automatically removes the dashes and will treat this as a phrase. The last example that I'll show you is customizable fields. These will be useful when trying to find specific fields related to COVID-19 or exact fields such as title or the full author's name or device. You should be careful, however. If you search for an exact title, it may not be found if you're not putting it in exactly right, because you're using this as a phrase essentially. So if you want to search for a title, it may be better to use a few keywords that you know are in there and use the minimum match. Moving on, we'll do an example for the customizable fields. The example we will do for customizable fields is to find a particular device. So here I have put in the exact syntax that I need, and I've put in nasal swabs. Notice that because I've typed this in, I actually don't need to select this within the searchable fields, and I also don't have the option to look for devices in the searchable fields. So this is one reason why you might want to use the syntax and the custom fields as I've done here. Once I get my results, I can then use the facets screen to get an idea of the content of my records, or use this screen to further narrow down my results. To find where all of these different customizable fields are, you can go to the user guide. Once you open the user guide, click on the advanced search under the right-hand side of the guide. Then open searchable fields. This will show you all of the different custom fields that you can use to input into the search bar. Notice that there are also many more ways to search outside of the examples we went over in this video, including but not limited to the others that you see on the right side. If you're still having trouble finding what you're looking for in the user guide, you can go back to the COVID-19 portfolio at the top of your internet browser and click on the Ask Us hyperlink to shoot us an email. And last but not least, more detailed videos can be found on many more topics, as you can see here in the full list of videos.